Here we are in Florida doing some abortion propaganda, and we're telling people about abortion is murder, and born again. I guess God does not accept you as you are. Repent, people. And we have, who do we have here?
Joe Scott.
Let us know what's your testimony.
Well, I used to be Catholic, but when the priest that I thought was the next thing to God was found in a sexual relationship with his secretary, I left God completely because I thought it was all wrong. And so I started to study all religions, all kinds of occultic religions, all kinds of churches, looking for something that didn't contradict itself and for something that portrayed one truth. One day a girlfriend sent me a Bible and said, please read this, and I didn't want to because I knew that the Bible had to be wrong because that's Catholic. Things got a little rough, and I had a little boy. By then I had done everything that I believed would send me to hell if there was a hell. So I figured I'd better figure out if there is or isn't a hell and a heaven, because I would be taking my boys with me. And so I read the Bible and got saved in Genesis chapter 6. Since then, I've been on the streets. Found a really good church, a really good pastor who believed in engaging the culture on all issues and evangelizing. We were door knocking every week. We were on the streets opposing abortion, saving babies over the years. We've saved more than 2,000 babies and their moms, a lot of them, from hell through leading them to Christ. But then it's just, I don't know where to go from here.
Yeah, just so why shouldn't, if a woman is thinking about getting an abortion, why should she not get one?
Because it will ruin her physically, emotionally, and spiritually, whether she thinks so or not. The culture tells you everything is going to be just okay. You'll be able to go on with your life as though nothing happened. Well, spiritually, you have become a murderer. Emotionally, you can't deal with the guilt. And physically, your body rejects abortion. Women who have abortions are 40%, have a 40% higher risk of breast cancer because of the way God gave us the reproductive organs. When you interrupt a pregnancy, your breasts are becoming a milk organ. When you interrupt that, all the toxins that go into your body are collected by your breasts because they've opened up to accept estrogen, and estrogen is something that's a class 1 carcinogen. So you're going to have physical problems later on in life. On top of all the emotional, as much as you try to stuff down and rationalize and justify abortion, you can't do it because you have a conscience. Until you sear it, God is going to come after you. He's not going to say you're wrong. He's going to reach out and convict you and try to draw you to Him. And as long as you resist, life isn't going to be fun. We have opposed and loved the homosexual movement, the homosexuals in the movement, but have opposed the movement since 1980. We went to the gay pride parades and different gay events to reach out to them, offer Christ to them, because what they're looking for, they call happiness. There's no such thing. Happiness is temporary, joy is forever. That only comes through Christ. Peace only comes through Christ. Identity comes through Christ. You can try to identify in a community, but it's not your identity. to you and offer you the one thing that can bring you salvation, that can bring you joy, true joy, not happiness, which is happenstance. It comes and goes as to what your fleshly needs and wants are. But they'll never be satisfied until you know Jesus. He died for us. He paid the price for our sin. And heaven is a holy place, a set-apart place that no sin is allowed in. And every one of us has fallen short of the glory of God. Every one of us has sinned, and none of us can pay for our own sin. That's why he came, because he lived a perfect life, because he's God, because he's our Father, because he loves us. He took our sin on himself. He died and paid the price for sin. So if you want to go to heaven and you want to have joy and you want to have peace, turn to Jesus. The temporary fleshly desires that are fulfilled here is just temporary. Life is like a vapor. Eternity is forever. You need to think about that. Getting what you want in the here and now, in the first place, isn't what you want once you know Jesus. Those desires will disappear. You'll have a thirst and a love for the Lord, and he'll change you. You don't have... Being a Christian isn't following a bunch of do's and don'ts. Being a Christian is having a relationship with Jesus. He's not a taskmaster. He's a loving Father. He loves you, but he'll also chastise you if he has to. I was saved in 1979. That was a long time ago. I've lived for the Lord the whole time. Not that I haven't made mistakes and I haven't sinned, because boy did I, but you can't live a better life, more exciting life, when you're really living for Jesus, walking in his footsteps, continuing in Jesus. You're going to meet amazing people. You're going to see him do great and mighty works that you never would have known without him. In my lifetime, I've been able to see homosexuals convert to Jesus and live a victorious life. I've held hundreds of babies in my arms after I delivered them. We're able to pray for them right after they took their first breath. When you work with a woman who is so far from the Lord, she accepts the responsibility of her own child, gives birth, and you see her to come to Christ, there's nothing more joyful. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing a woman who loves Jesus give birth to a child who she's going to raise to follow Jesus. And that's not a crazy thing to say. It's because you know she's going to be saved. You know she's going to heaven. You know she's going to do all she can to make sure her children go to heaven. And that's what matters. These 80, 90, 100 years on this earth is nothing. Eternity is forever, folks. You want a good life, not an easy life, but a good life. A life that when things are not easy, you still can be joyful. Turn to Jesus. Ask him into your heart. Be sincere. He's not a fire extinguisher.